And we base that on citizen call-ins or citizen questions that we get. And I guess I'm gonna be honest with you, Brent, they've been very minimal that's come here to City Hall on them. And
So I guess we'll have to keep an eye on these new hires and.
Chance to reset, and that's why I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's fine. I just wanna know what the expectations were and the hours and the pay, so the public knew when people are up there, if they're there.
It's a good chance to reset if you do get additional ideas.
I suppose it would have to be a chance, Brent, that you could go several times and not see either one because they already got their hours in or they're coming back later or they've already been there.
Well, that's what I'm asking, if there's one's there, why would the other one have to be there?
Then
I don't think we expect one of them to be there constantly from 7 till,
I didn't say that, but I just.
7 days a
I'd
week.
both be there at the same
I
time.
mean, they've
we
got.
just said we want that fair mix so that all programs or swim sessions get a chance where they can rotate in and out to be available. And then the system is, if they both are gone, they usually have appointed informally from that year's list of personnel, a senior lifeguard or two, that's then considered, the informal title is shift supervisor. So then they're supposed to be the ones that are a backup if both are not there or gone. And in the past, like I said, it's worked out well. But if you do get additional concerns, yeah, let us
It
know.
would be a good time to keep an eye on them when we start over with new personnel. All right, do we have a motion to approve? So moved. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. That takes us out of general business, I believe. The mayor's staff consultant reports. Mayor's report tonight. The city of Stewartville would like to send our sympathies to the families of Donald Wontok, Ron Dorr, Russ Shanadorf, Deborah Brumman, Phyllis Crowley, Paul Lang, Gene Hilsland, and Donna Hanson. Lexi, you back there? Stand up a second. Happy birthday to Lexi, her 24th birthday. Congratulations. Congratulations to the Chamber Volunteer of the Year, Jen. I'm sorry, Jen. Jen has been a great asset to Stewartville and most recently decorated the storefronts of many, many of our downtown businesses. Thank you very much for the time and effort you put in all this year and all the years you've done. Thanks to Nick Johnson for his leadership to the chamber this past year as the president. It was a tough year to be president, and it was a tough year for everybody. The chamber and area businesses had a tough go of it, and Nick and his group did a stellar job with Summerfest, Winterfest, and many of the other activities that they still pulled off and got them done somehow. We'd like to welcome Jared Johnson, who will take over as the president. And don't forget Pog's Pork Feast fundraiser will be on Saturday, February 20th at the Down Under Bar. That's all I've got. That'll take us to city administrator's report.
Reports in your packet, and most of my things this time were just a repeat, just in case you had missed them the last time, so nothing additional to add there.
Any questions for the administrator or comments? All right, thank you, Bill. Carla, finance director's report.
I really don't have a whole lot for you. I've been working on actually policies and procedures to get in place for the finance department. So we have a little bit better understanding of things and the one-offs of the certain things that we do and when they come about. So.
Any questions for Carla, the finance director, about anything? Good. All right, it must mean you're doing a pretty good job, Carla. Thank you.
Thank you.
Public Works Director, Sean?
Reports in there, the only thing I'm gonna add is we did get the groomer finished, and they did groom all the trails out through the park today.
So I was gonna ask on that, what'd you guys use to build one, or?
Just some rails that we had down there and some scrap stuff that we had laying around, and Jason Walter fabricated it and took it out today and pulled it behind the T450. And he got through most of it. I did speak with Terry Timmerman. Terry would be willing to go out, hook and pull and groom the trails as we need to now with this snowmobile. And we'll see where it goes from here. We can use the skid steer, but in the deep areas, it got kind of tough for him, but he made it through. So it did a nice job of grooming him down, so. Came in the next morning, he did it yesterday, and then came in this morning, and you could walk on it, and it was firm to walk on at that point from him going over it yesterday. So. Other than that,
You get the cannon on the carriage now?
the cannon will not go on the carriage until we get it set down on site down there. Because we gotta build some supports underneath because of its weight.
Tell you guys, if you get a chance, you should go down and take a look at that. They did a fantastic job on that. Looks like it's ready to start a war.
Well, I know one person that worked on it wants to fire it.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot for all the work you guys are getting done and keeping the streets open and stuff. It's doing great. Really guys, thanks. You got your wastewater treatment monthly report in there? Everything's flowing the way it should out there?
Hold on, yeah.
Good. City engineers report, Jenna, do you got anything to report?
Well, believe it or not, we're actually talking about kicking off construction already. We had our mid-project pre-construction meeting today with the contractor, so have an idea of what they're planning for the second part of our CIP project. And also brought in the private utilities to make sure everybody's on board there. Other than that, just helping out where I can and trying to move things forward.
Any questions for city engineer? All right, hearing none, thank you, Jenna. Library director, fire chief's report.
For January, we had 5 fire calls, 3 accidents with injuries, 1 structure fire, which was in the kitchen, and then 1 fire alarm. 30 medical calls, of those 15 were medical related, 2 were traumatic injuries, we had 1 cardiac code, and then 2 people were just arrival. Just kind of update on some things that are going on in the department. The executive board started meeting with the members of the department, talking about annual reviews, just kind of going through different stuff with everybody, looking at where they think they're at, areas of growth they have, and then how can the department help them continue to grow in the fire department, to perform in the fire department. The executive board is working on 3 policies, or 2 policies right now, and they're making a list of others that they need to work on. We have 2 policies that we started at the beginning of COVID that we're just trying to finish up real quick. First one's on personal protective equipment, how to decon it, wash it, do those type of things, accountability. Then we've got a list of things that both Bill has talked to us about, trying to get started and working on those. So we're starting to get going on those policies, again, that we've talked about in the past. So there's a number of policies there that the executive board talked about last night that we're getting going, and back to Bill, so Bill can take a look at it and make sure we're going the right direction with some of those things. We're starting to update the capital plan. Last time we did our capital plan update was probably 3-4 years ago. We'll get with Nathan, Dietrich, and Carla, kind of make sure that we're looking at that right on our ins and outs. We kind of want to bring that forward, myself and Steve Wolf, to the council retreat, just to kind of show where we're at, where we see ourselves going in the next 5-10 years with apparatus, air packs, and stuff like that. The officers met on the first Monday of the month. We did a review of flats on 55. So they gave us a tour of that. We looked at the fire protection systems. Just became acquainted with the building, so if there ever is an emergency out there, we're ready to go at it. So very nice structure. They took us in there before anybody else was in there, ran through all of it. So really appreciate their time with it. And then they will have us back out there for the rest of the members. So the officers have been out there. We're understanding how it all works. We'll get the rest of the department out there and kind of run through it also. So it's got some features that are unique that we don't see anywhere else in Stewartville quite yet. So went through some of those things. Training last month was rope rescue and knots. A lot of this is utilizing the new ladder truck. How we'll utilize that for high angle rescue and stuff like that. So we went through the basics inside last month. We'll take those outside the training center later in the summer when we get down to the training center and use the elevated tower and stuff like that, just to get people familiar with that truck and how it's using it. As I said last month, the truck has been phenomenal. It's a second out truck, so it's going on almost everything, but it's working out great. So way much more user friendly than the last one we had to wait with.
Why does it go out on print recall?
A lot of it is the capabilities it's got, so it can carry way more than the last ladder truck ever could. And a lot of times on the auto accidents, we want something there that if someone gets around, like a tank or something like that they hit the truck before they hit us. So it's 70,000 pounds, unless a tractor trailer hits that, it should be able to deflect anything out of there, so we're taking it out on that. Additionally, for structure fires, it's the second one out so that if we need the aerial device, it's not behind 2 or 3 pieces of apparatus. It's right there in the middle where we can use it the way it was designed. So the reason the last truck wasn't really used was it wasn't user friendly, and to be honest with you, people were scared of it. They just didn't understand how to use that truck. This one just way more ergonomical, intuitive. They can drive this truck just like you drive in the engine. Actually, driving this truck is like driving an engine. So it's actually just works way better for what we're doing with it. Did I answer your question?
Yes, it does, very well, thank you.
Perfect. No, so it's working out phenomenal. And then lastly, we started our OSHA annual training. Generally we do this in person, but we're using Target Solutions right now, which is an online platform that we pay for through the state funding. So people are doing that at home. So instead of wasting time with our staff sitting down at the fire hall for 3 hours listening on bloodborne pathogens and all that fun stuff that no one likes to listen to, they get to spend 3 hours at home doing it. So we have more time at the fire hall to do fire related stuff. So seems to be going okay. It's a little bit of change for us. I know obviously no one likes to listen to this stuff anyway, but at least we're getting it done, documented appropriately. So if we ever get audited by OSHA, we have the records there to show. That's it.
That's it? Any other? All right, thank you, Vance. Now take us to committee commission board reports. First up is Chamber of Commerce. We have a report from PAC tonight with the attended annual meeting, elected our officers and things. I'm sure next time we'll have quite a report in there on that. Unless, Al, you have anything to add or anything?
No, they're looking forward to hopefully a better year, obviously.
Yep. All right. EDA, HRA, meeting next week. Meeting next week. Finance? Nothing up? Library?
We have a meeting next week, and I'll be gone, so if anybody can take my place, I'd appreciate it. Craig, I don't know if you're up to going to a library board meeting or.
Yeah, that's right at the top of my priorities.
Park board?
No, go ahead.
Personnel? Nothing at this time. Planning and zoning? We have the minutes from their February 2nd in here. Anything to add to that?
No, everything's in there.
That's going good. You got that meeting coming up?
We don't for March.
Public safety?
Oh, we had a meeting January 26th, the minutes are in your packet.
Public works? Ready?
No report.
Roll call.
Minutes in your packet, and as you can see, there's been a big lull, but nothing for Stewartville at this time.
Stu 180,
No updates,
happy birthday.
thank you.
Transit Advisory Committee,
No report at this time.
communications, none in the packet. Takes us to open mic. City Council welcomes and encourages participation from community members. Please keep in mind that your comments must be pertinent to city business and must adhere to the data privacy rules. That means no employee's name will be used. Please do not expect action from the council this evening regarding your concerns. We also request that your comments be limited to 4 minutes. Speakers be recognized only once. At this time, we ask that anyone who would like to address the city council, please step up to the podium, state your name and address. Hearing none, we'll be looking for the final motion of the evening.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?